season of The Ultimate Fighter kicks off on April 19th, and I love this show put together today because we're going to welcome in the head coach and one of the assistant coaches. Of course, we've done this podcast before, so they're old hands at this. Welcome in first, head coach of the new Ultimate Fighter, the former UFC Bantamweight champion. He will soon compete to get back that Bantamweight championship later this year against Cody Garbrandt. We welcome back to the show TJ Dillashaw. TJ, how is everything?
Good, man. Just back out in Colorado. Having a good time and good to be home. Been a long time in Vegas, so some of the show is done and we're back home.
I love it. So let me start with you, TJ. Kind of a very broad question, but how did this whole thing come about? I mean, this was a pretty exciting season of The Ultimate Fighter when we heard about it. You coaching against Cody. I mean, were you excited? Were you apprehensive? I mean, how were you when the UFC approached you with this idea?
I'm a little bit of both. I didn't want to go into a season against Team Alpha Male. I did and I didn't, I guess. I didn't because it was like I knew a lot of my good friends would be there, or guys I used to be friends with, and it was just going to be drama I didn't feel like I wanted to deal with in my life, negativity that I didn't really want to have to deal with. But on the other hand, it was something where I could go and be a coach, Ultimate Fighter, something I've always wanted to do. I was a contestant on season 14, and I always thought being a coach would be cool. I feel like I'm a good coach, and I just always wanted to do it. And also the fact that I get my chance to really tell the truth of what's gone down with me leaving the team, and how happy I am with my decision, and just a way to prove let people show their true colors.
Yeah. Was there any part of you that said, that the payoff is worth the pain in the ass, so to speak, because you do get the title shot? I mean, there was a little concern. Was Cody gonna, were you gonna get the title shot? He was trying to go for that Dominic Cruz rematch and all these things we heard, and obviously coaching against him on the show meant you were gonna get the title shot. So I guess that's kind of like the ultimate payoff, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's another big reason why I wouldn't turn it down as well.
TJ, let me backtrack for you, not to sit here and rehash, kind of reopen old wounds or anything, but, we knew, the whole Team Alpha Male situation wasn't necessarily going to get finished until, either you fought Urijah or you fought Cody. They were kind of like the two last men standing, so to speak, and we didn't know how it was going to happen. We kind of figured at some point it would happen, but how was it for you? I mean, were you, was there a part of you that said, yeah, this is my chance to kind of put this all behind me and kind of be done with it once and for all? Was it kind of like, I really don't want to deal with this again because I've told this story 1,000 times? I mean, how was it for you?
Just the whole process of the show?
Yeah, going back to the whole Team Alpha Male drama. I mean, you're not a drama guy. I know that's not your thing.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I wasn't looking forward to was just the negativity around it, not getting involved in that shit. But, ultimately it's about getting my fucking belt back, excuse my language, but just knowing that I'm the best in the world, and I'm obviously going to do whatever it takes to get my shot to do it, and like I said before, man, I was willing to overlook the bullshit and the drama because I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to coach Ultimate Fighter. So it was easy, man. I mean, I had some when I first got asked doing it, I was like, just in the back of your mind, you question yourself, like, do I really want to deal with all this? Do I really want to do it? But instantly when I got asked, I knew that that's the opportunity I wanted to take. It's good exposure. I get to show my true colors, to get out there, and as well, I get to get my belt back. So
yeah,
win-win.
When you left Team Alpha Male, there weren't, everyone for the most part on the team kind of understood. Danny Castillo came out and trained with you. Joseph Benavidez ended up coming out to Colorado almost full time, and I believe you guys are still training together. But the only two people who seemed to take real issue with you leaving was Urijah, which I get it. It's his team, and then Cody kind of inexplicably got angry right after you left and kind of went off the rails, angry about that. How was that stepping into that? Did you kind of assume when the season came together that, Cody was gonna, there's no chance he wasn't gonna bring Urijah because you knew that was gonna be the element of the TV show that was gonna bring out the most drama?
Oh, for sure. Well, and it's just Urijah's Cody's daddy. Cody can't make any decisions without Urijah. Uriah's involved in everything. That's why I got mad when I left. He likes to be in control. He wants to be the top dog, and it's just, This shouldn't even be about. I hardly even know Cody. This is kind of comical that Cody wanted to get mad about this whole thing because I hardly even know the guy. He's on when I'm on my way out. He was on the team when everyone was making fun of him for who he was, and now everyone's got his back because he's doing great. He's doing good for their team. He's getting a good name out there. But really, the beef with Cody is just comical because it shouldn't concern him at all. But just because it concerns Urijah, he wants to get all riled up and fluff out his feathers and act like a tough guy, So really, it's just I expect this from Cody. He's a hothead, and yeah, man, he just for him to not really be able to express himself mentally, but just get all worked up,
Yeah. TJ, let me ask you, because you kind of mentioned this kind of in the history of you and Cody, because in a way there wasn't really that much of a history to tell, was there? I mean, you guys weren't really teammates that long. Like, he was kind of, as you said, kind of on his way in when you were on your way out. So, I mean, did you even know him that well when you guys were both a part of Team Alpha Male?
Yeah, man. I mean, I knew him. I still trained with him probably for like a year and a half, 2 years, But I coached all the practices that he was doing. When he was first getting in the UFC and needed some help, I was holding mitts for him. I definitely know the guy. I helped him out, and he helped me out. He's a training partner, But on a personal level, no. I knew all those other guys for 6 years, and built a career there, and a little bit different situation. So really, we really didn't have any involvement outside the gym.
Yeah. Now, there's kind of an unspoken rule in mixed martial arts when it comes to what happens in the gym stays in the gym. And a lot of fighters have, spoken out, when Michael Bisping, kind of jokingly called himself the uncrowned Strikeforce champion when he kind of took it to Luke Rockhold in a training session. And then, Patrick Cummins famously said he made Daniel Cormier cry, and he kind of paid, both of those guys kind of paid for it when they said it in the thing. TJ, what's been your opinion of this whole thing with Cody saying he knocked you out in practice? He's making this whole big deal about there's a video, and now Justin Buchholz is offering to sell it to TMZ. I mean, this literally sounds like a TMZ story, but I mean, walk me through this. Like, A, how real is this? And B, I mean, how much are you just kind of laughing to yourself that this is kind of to the depths of where we're kind of picking to make this rivalry? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a ridiculous thing. I mean, first of all, I've never been knocked out, so go ahead and release the video. I could care less. You know what I mean? And if I did get knocked out, then I guess I don't remember it. But no, I mean, I think it's a bunch of shit. And the great thing about it is that us three, or them two, them trying to say all their shit, and what I know what happened in that practice room all the time, that's all that really matters. When we get out in that octagon, as long as me and Cody really know what fucking happened at practice, and it's fucking practice, you know what I mean? Like, who really even cares? But we will still know going out there who had the better days and who has been more dominant and who's the better fighter, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously he can make some gains, but as long as me and him know, that's all really matters to me.
Yeah.
When they can release that video, I could care less because, for one, I don't even think it happened, and two, it's freaking practice, and I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, since they're bringing it
so
up,
you should just take the hours and hours and hours of footage that I didn't take of me just whipping Cody's ass and making him leave practice crying. So.
well, that's my question. They want to bring up the practice thing, and they want to say there's this video and there's this knockout and blah 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 blah. But you tell me, you went with Cody, so if we're going to talk about practice, let's just put it all out there. How did you go with Cody in those days? Now again, I know it's practice, and it's a year ago, it's a year and a half ago.
Tough, man. I mean, that's why Alpha Male does so good, because we have such good competitors. The kid's tough. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes down to it being a well-rounded martial artist and sparring, just being there, I mean, sure, Cody'd have his good days and whatnot, but to say percentage-wise, I'd say I'm getting 70% of those good days. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on top. I definitely feel like the top dog while I was there. So, all I got to do is continue to worry about myself, not worry about what he's doing, and just keep getting better and just prove that I'm still the best fighter in the world, man.
Yeah. Was it,
Exactly.
And
it's just funny that you even have to ask those questions. Really. You know what I mean? It's like anybody else leaves the camp and goes somewhere else. Like, it's not even an ask question, but because of this whole bullshit being blown out of the water, like, you have to ask me and Dwayne about it and just bring the drama into it. It's so crazy, Like, the situation, these changing of camps happen daily. And
that happens all the
ridiculous
time.
That we're on the show because of it,
Yeah. Well, I brought that up.
Chris. Well, so might as well utilize the time properly, right? So it's just how it is. Another opportunity, but of course, everyone wants to have the drama and have the story of those things, what he said, she said, and this and that. But in the end result, it's about making sure the guys that are under my are doing the best they can and always improving and getting better.
Yeah. Well, it's funny
Most importantly, lined up me to kick Cody's ass to get my belt back.
Yep, he's getting fucked up. The belt's coming home, so that's how it is.
It's funny you say that, TJ, because I even had this conversation with Urijah after, I want to say maybe it was after Martin Kampman left Alpha Male, and I said, why are people so obsessed with the coaching changes at Alpha Male, no different than you leaving Alpha Male? Like, I mean, I ask the questions because people want to know, but it's so weird to me that, like, there's such a weird, but it's not everybody, you know what I mean? It's not every fighter, and it's not every camp, but there's certain camps and certain fighters where people become, like, obsessed with, like, oh my God, he left this camp, or oh my God, he's not training there anymore, oh my God, there's a new head coach. Like, it's a weird thing with MMA.
Yeah, let me point out one thing, if you don't mind. I'm not the first nor the last coach to leave the team. I didn't leave the team because of any drama. I just wanted to go back to Colorado and set up my family, open my own academy, do things that I knew I was going to do since I was a child. But think about this: all the drama is one direction. It's coming from Alpha Male towards us. There's no drama the other direction. We're focusing on ourselves and getting better and making sure we're doing what we need to do. All the drama is one direction.
As far as we're concerned, it was a clean divorce, but on their end, they got some shit they're holding on to. You know? This is like one of those like, divorces you go through and you're going through court, and one of the parents is cool and the other one's just a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just holding on to something. So.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. But, sorry, Mr. Murray, go ahead.